everyone. I hope that you're okay. My name is Sarah and I am one half of From Loft to Loved, and Kim and I have decided to do a few videos for you because let's face it, we're all stuck at home, probably a little bit bored, and we need something to occupy our time and keep us a little bit sane, I think. First off, what I want to say is excuse the mess behind me. Luckily you've got that view because that view is horrific. I'm in the middle of decorating, hence all the paint and stuff up there, so ignore that and look here instead. So Kim will be doing a video, or she's probably done it already because she's quicker than I am. She'll be talking you through paint techniques. What I've decided to do tonight is show you a little bit of decoupage. So this is something you can do at home, you can do it while you're watching telly, and you can pretty much do it on anything. So I'll show you a couple of things that I've got here, and then I'll talk you through the steps and the things that you will actually need. So I'm hoping you can see from where you are. So one of the things we've got is, if you've got any plant pots or anything outside, so this was a normal terracotta plant pot, and it's been decoupaged, so it's now a funky one. And then here you can probably just see some legs poking out. That is actually a chair that I'm in the middle of doing, so it's not quite finished, but you'll get to see it once it is. Another thing that you might have seen probably in the shop if you follow us on Facebook are the wine glasses that we do. So that's another one. And just behind me, we've got some decoupaged candles and a decoupaged vase. Ignore the flowers that are half dead. My son got me those for Mother's Day. Unfortunately, they haven't survived at all. So when you're going to be decoupaging at home, there's not actually a lot of stuff that you need. The main thing is you need something to decoupage onto. So whether that be furniture, plant pots, glasses, even little jars or any leftover jam jars, bottles, anything like that that you've got lying around, they're perfect. So the other things that we need are, we need paint. So we use the Authentico paint. Now we always kind of steer towards the vintage because you are putting a sealant on over the top. But if you've got any emulsion or any acrylic paint, anything lying around, use that. You don't need to buy more stuff. You can use what you've got at home. The other thing that we use is, well, this is my preference, which is the Authentico Decoupage medium. I love this. But again, if you've got at home in the cupboard PVA glue, mix that with a bit of water. So you probably want like a 50-50 consistency, so it's a little bit runnier. That will do the job perfectly fine as well. Then you will need napkins. So these are bog standard serviettes. You can pick those up in the supermarket. You can order them online, you can get them from eBay, you can get them from us as well if you want them. Nothing fancy about these, they are literally dinner napkins. And then the last thing that you need is a varnish. So again, Kim and I recommend polyvine varnish, but if you've got stuff lying at home, get that used up as well. So I'm going to talk you through some of the steps then for decoupage. So if you get your napkins, sorry, space is a little tight around here. So if you pull your napkin out, it's got a lovely busy design on here. So that'll look really, really pretty on my glass. Now I was going to bring some jars and stuff on because that's probably what most people have lying around. I forgot them when I did a mad dash from the shop today. So what I've actually done with this is I've painted that first. Now we do recommend painting in a neutral colour. That's so then when you put your napkin on, you can see the pretty pattern. Anything darker would hide all those pretty flowers. So probably whites, creams, nothing darker than a pastel I would probably go. And what I tend to do is with a foam brush, I just tend to dab it on, and I find that you get a better finish with that. So you take your napkin, and what you want to do, sorry if this is really loud, or not, clearly not. They tend to come in 3 layers. So that's the first one I'm pulling off there. So it's still a bit thick. You don't have to blow it. What you can do is you can actually just tear the corner off. That works just as well. So then you want to separate that off as well. And don't be getting rid of these, because obviously with the toilet roll shortage, they'll come in pretty handy. So put them to one side. And then you are left with the top layer of your napkin. So it's nice and thin, and you can see through it a little bit. So then what I like to do is I like to tear bits of my pattern off. So I don't know whether, I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing here. Is I've got a nice rose there, so I'm just going to tear that out. Now I'm not too careful. I just kind of tear it wherever I feel like it. You can be a bit more careful if you want to, but to be honest, it doesn't matter, so don't worry about it. So I'm just going to tear a couple of these pieces out. I normally aim roughly for about that size. I've got a couple of lovely pieces there. Right. So, open my glue. Now, I tend to use one of these paintbrushes, so if you've got any paintbrushes lying around at home, perfect, does the job. You can also use the sponge foam applicators that I used to put the paint on. So what we want to do is dab it into our glue. It's got a nice bit of glue there. And then taking whatever you're decoupaging, I hope you can see from here, we just place it on the surface, and then you want to get a nice layer of that decoupage glue or your PVA mix, spreading it out. Sorry, I'll go quiet here because I'm concentrating. So once you've got your first one on, what I then do is I take my second piece and I just gently overlap it with the one that I've just put on. Again, a little bit more glue. Pop that on over the top. So if you just keep going round, carefully overlapping, and popping your glue on, you start building up lovely pattern on whatever you're doing there. So I'm hoping you can see there what we've done so far. So you just completely go around until it's all covered. Then what I tend to do is leave that to dry, and then either with your PVA water mix, your decoupage medium, or if you've got it, your varnish, I would varnish that a couple of times. That'll protect your decoupage. So I do that whatever I'm decoupaging, whether it be plant pots, glasses, furniture, it always gets a good few varnishes. What I will say is if you are doing plant pots, so you can either cover it like we've just done with the glass, so completely, or if I show you the plant pot here, you can actually just tear out the main images. So on here, we've just got the birds, and each individual bird has been cut out and then popped on the plant pot in exactly the same way. Decoupage, glue, then varnish. If you've got stuff going outdoors, I would put a bit more varnish on just to protect it from the weather. So that is a whirlwind round decoupage. If you are interested in learning, as I said, you can find all of this stuff online, because obviously now we can't go into shops to get it. You can, however, if you want to dabble and just pop your toe in a little bit, you can actually get one of our decoupage kits. So this has everything you need in order to get started. So we have in here, you get a full set of instructions, that's front and back, step-by-step guide on how to achieve that. You also get 50 mils of chalk paint and 50 mils of the decoupage medium varnish. You get your 2 foam applicators, so one for your paint, one for your varnish, and your decoupage there. You get some lovely napkins as well, so that one's Paris. We've got birds on there. So you get a nice choice of different napkins. You also get a wooden tea light holder and some wooden shapes as well. And then a little bit of guidance as well. So it's got all our details on there. So if you get stuck, we are obviously on hand. And then you can decoupage to your heart's content. And you will find, once you start doing it, you will decoupage everything in sight. As you can see, my house is pretty much covered in decoupage, and I don't get around to doing a lot of things myself either. So I hope that has made a lot of sense for people. If it hasn't, feel free to ask me any questions and I'll help as much as I can, and we'll hopefully see you around. So stay safe, guys. Love you.